And we're back.
That's right. This is SchlockFest. I'm Ray McGuff.
And I'm Sean Paul Mantilla. And to our wonderful fans, I'd like to thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
You had a voice, and you chose wisely. You get to torture Randy this go-around with the 1980s classic, The Apple.
Yay.
The Apple was, what's the best way? It's a science fiction, if you call it that. It's a musical, if you call it that. And it's comedy, because I'm sure you're going to laugh. I mean...
It looks like a steaming pile of shit with dancing in it.
And it is. It is. But look, let me give you the fun synopsis. It's a biblical allegory.
Oh, cool.
Because I know how much you love religion.
I do, so much.
You love magic things.
A JC for life.
JC. And look, it also tells you an amazing retelling of the Adam and Eve tale.
Oh, good, good. I was just thinking the other day that we could use another retelling of that story in particular.
Right. So, fun fact about this movie. Because it's got some amazing choreographed dance, the same creator of American Idol, British Idol, and so you think you can dance, Nigel Lithgow, if I said that correctly.
Oh, I think it's
Lithgow?
Lithgow? Yeah.
Lithgow? Oh, Lithgow? Okay. He's the famous guy from this.
So he choreographed all the dancing.
He did, and it's beautiful
choreographed. Oh, man, I can't wait.
I mean, you are going to have a wonderful time with this movie.
What's the overall budget for this?
Overall budget, they estimated that this movie has a $10 million budget.
Shut your mouth.
$10 million, and you'll see costumes galore, little Fritzy dance.
Somebody was doing cocaine, large amounts of cocaine.
Funny thing you say that. This movie went in production in April of 79 and came out in November of that same year.
April of 79 came out in November of 79.
Yeah.
So they just slapped it together, did a few rails, and said, hey, we got to sell for fucking picture film.
As fast as you can. I mean, it's set in the futuristic world of 1994. Yeah. Ooh.
I bet they didn't forecast Jurassic Park.
No, but fun fact, it was mostly shot in Berlin.
Oh, as you would assume, a futuristic dance movie about the Big Apple would be set in Berlin.
It's not about the Big Apple. It's just called
The Apple. Okay.
Again, Adam and Eve.
Misunderstood.
Allegory.
Misunderstood. Sorry.
Allegory. Some Bible stuff for you. You'll enjoy it. Has a character named Mr. Boogaloo.
Ah. Good.
Kind of like Breaking 2, Electric Boogaloo.
I want to, again, thank you, all the fans, for voting. I could be watching House 4, which I wanted to watch, but instead I'm sitting here on my Tuesday night watching this fucking Apple show. Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
And with that, we're going to watch it and enjoy it.
All right. So, $10 million budget. Let's see who pissed what away.
And we'll be back.
We'll be back. Stay tuned.
In 1994, the world is controlled by one power. The Apple is success.
There ain't no pride, there ain't no shame, there ain't no sympathy, there ain't no blame, there ain't no pleasure, there ain't
The Apple brings you everything.
What about happiness?
I wanted to release Bibi from a contract. Yes. Where is she?
I stand alone. I stand alone. Cry for me.
The Apple is the temptation.
Taste it. Taste it. Taste it.
The Apple is the experience.
Take the apple! Whoa! Praise the apple! Whoa! Yeah, 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 yeah!
The Apple is the forbidden fruit.
Come and take me and shape me and mold me and make me and fill me up with your fire. Come do anything to me your little heart desires. Ooh, I've never been so high in my life.
Phoebe, I must see you. I gotta talk to you.
The Apple takes your soul.
New York out to LA, everybody does it her way. Pumping power by the hour. Speed, I can feel the earth start quaking when America starts shaking. Pumping power by the hour. Speed.
Now, a special experience in movie-going entertainment. The Apple.
And we're back.
We are back.
We just got done with the Apple.
Yeah, this is SchlockFest. I'm Ray McGuff.
And this is John Paul Mandia.
And we just watched 1980's The Apple. Boy. As we were watching it, the opening, I saw presented by MGM. And then Canon, you told me that Canon
It
Films.
was Canon Films.
Not surprised.
Not surprised.
Not surprised. First thoughts. I have never seen anything quite like this. I don't believe. It was insane. I mean, to a level that I was surprised at how crazy it was. This is a PG film too, and some of the song choices, which we'll get to, pretty crazy for a PG film. I suggestive, very graphic. I don't know. It opens in futuristic 1994, Jean Paul.
Yeah.
Where all the rage are these American Idol type
Contests.
contests.
It's a singing contest.
Yeah. I don't know what's happening. Your dog is literally licking my leg and laying on me. You got to go down. Get down. You gotta go. Sorry there, folks. All right. Well, he's sitting on me. Anywho, so very much American Idol. They kind of hit the nail on the head with that one. You know?
Yeah, like the voting and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But except they monitor their heartbeats.
Right. So they want to see the higher your pulse gets, the better the reaction from the crowd. They assume so. That's their bread and butter. That's when they're going to sign an artist that gets the crowd's pulse a racing. Right.
Right.
A lot of these cars in the 1994, the $10 million budget doesn't really justify. Looks like they just took some glued on some plastic parts on these cars. Very John Carpenter, Escape from L.A. Or no, Escape from New York.
The first one.
Yeah, the first one. Very, like, for $10 million, you would think that they would look better. That's all I'm saying. But you pointed out something good. A good point, too. Like, a lot of the costumes look like they were ripped right out of fucking the
1994 classic.
Yeah.
The Fifth Element.
The Fifth Element, yeah. I don't quite understand how that worked, but just weird. So we're introduced in the beginning to our heroes, if you can call them that. The very first band that goes on, they're like this futuristic saxophone playing thing called what were the Bims?
The Bims,
right? The Bims
with Pandy.
Yes.
And Dandy.
Pandy and Dandy.
With an I, not a Y.
So that
don't mess that up.
Yeah. So that's and seriously, when they said their names, I went, what?
Pandy
and
Dandy.
Didn't really, put a whole lot of thought into all that. All right, so they obviously get a high ranking because the heart rates, kids are jumping around like nutballs. Then it cuts to Denim Dan and his girlfriend, which is
BB and Alfie.
BB and Alfie.
Our heroes, our protagonists.
They come out dressed like the Osmonds from the 60s, and they sing a very Osmond-esque song. It's like
Universal melody.
it's like a love song.
It's about love.
And at first they're getting booed left and right by these kids because they're like, fuck that, man. We're anti-establishment and shit. We don't like love, right?
Love. It's for old people.
It's for old people. But then they start listening to lyrics, the girls in the audience, it's a love song, and so
They start crying.
they start crying, their boyfriends start comforting them, the heart rates go up.
Because there's a suggestive hand job.
Yeah, suggestive hand jobs.
PG movie.
PG movie, but suggestions. But in the booth, Mr. Boogaloo,
Or Boogaloo. However you want to
say it.
Because it's said so many different
It's
ways.
said in like 90 different ways in this movie. But the bad guy, right? He's like, no, my signed artist can't lose this. So he has this dude put this little tape in.
The red tape.
And it overlays so that the artist can't hear it, but the audience can. This like high-pitched noise. Yeah. So the kids start booing, the heart rate drops, they get kicked off the stage. Who wins? The Bims.
The Bims.
It's at this point that Bim Mania is taken over. The newspaper guys, they're all about it. Bim Mania. This dude Ashley, because they go to this like after party, and Ashley, the gayest dude in all the future.
He is the marketing
for BEM. He invents this little triangle that goes on your head. And here's where we start to get into the allegory. Jean-Paul gave me a heads up on this. This is supposed to be an allegory for the story of Adam and Eve. And as you're watching the movie, there's some subtle allegories, like the 666 symbol on the forehead. That's the BIM stamp that everybody has to wear. But then there's some that they just slap you in the face.
Slap you right in the face.
And you're like, oh, well, gosh, I didn't need you to hit me in the head with this. I get it. But this is where it starts, is right here. They're at this after party. The devil is passing out the mark of the beast.
Well, the devil's assistant.
Well, I'm sorry, the devil's assistant.
Because you know, Boogaloo is the devil.
Mr. Boogaloo, Bogaloo, Bingo, he's the devil.
Electric Boogaloo.
Electric Boogaloo. His son is the BEM singer Dandy.
Dandy.
And so it's very allegorical in that way. His sister, who's singing with Pandy, is, the Antichrist. He's the Antichrist. That's the sister of the Antichrist. It's all very devil's advocate. So they're trying to break up the boy and girl, our main protagonists, Adam and Eve, trying to get the girl to, fall for the lust of power. He takes her up. Dandy takes her up to the garden, which is technically the Garden of Eden.
The Garden of Eden.
Gives her a. I wrote this down because it blew my mind. He's like, "Hey, would you like would you like some drugs?"
Would you like some drugs?
She's like, "Sure." He's like, "Yeah, cool. This won't do much for you. I'll just do it. It's a little drugs." He pulls out a pocket watch and opens it up. And, ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you.
Or maybe it was roofies.
It could have been roofies. Who knows? But he tells. I just want everybody to know, this is a public service announcement from your old Uncle Ray. If somebody opens a pocket watch and there's just pills in there, don't take the pills.
Pills are bad.
I'm just saying, there's no need to take pills out of an old pocket watch.
From a guy you just met
never good.
Minutes ago.
Never good. So she pops
that
the
goes
pill.
for cocaine as well.
Yeah. Now, if he's got a pocket watch and it's got a rail of cocaine in it, maybe, I don't know. You be the judge.
No cocaine.
But just random pills in a pocket watch, pretty weird. So, at any rate, she takes the pill. They start making out. All the fucking people can see into the garden, so they're like laughing at her. Then she looks up and sees her boyfriend, and he's like, "Hey, motherfucker!" He like runs up on him, grabs her by her arms, as you would do, I guess, and drags her out of the party.
Well, you missed a part.
Oh, I did.
Mr. Druggy sang a song for her.
Oh, yeah, I skipped
It's
that.
called "Made for Me."
Yeah, that's right. Made for me.
Yeah, because you were made for me.
He's trying to
Seduce her.
As
the snake
as
would.
the snake in the Garden of Eden. Like I said, some of it's subtle, some of it is hitting you right in the face.
Slappity slap.
So they leave the party, blah, blah, blah. He's only, the next day, he invited them back, I guess, to sign a record deal. The devil, Mr. Boogaloo.
Mr. Boogaloo.
Mr. Bangarang. So he invites them back, and she says the funniest thing, because the dude is like, no, man, this guy, he's shady, I don't want to sign a record deal with him. She's like, he's only taking 50%.
He's only taking 50%. It's legit.
It's legit, which blew my mind. That she was like, oh, it's only half. Fuck.
Let me give you another public service announcement. If someone says they're going to take half of your earnings, don't let them do that.
Yeah.
Including the government.
Yeah. If you're a songwriter, no. Maybe not do that the first time around.
Yeah,
you know?
10%.
Hey, I've said a nice 35.
All right.
Let them have 35%.
Let them have 35. But not 50.
But not 50. Half is crazy. So anyways, they go into this, like, I don't know what you would call it. It looks like an airport. But it's the building to sign the fucking record deal.
It's the record
and
contract place.
It's like the cantina from Star Wars, but with
clowns.
Yeah, clowns and rejects from sci-fi 50s films.
And American
Idol. And they do this, like, weird, long song and dance number.
They do.
It goes on forever. And it's about...
show business is the name of the song.
Show business, and about... They kind of predicted how the music industry works in this.
They really did, which was creepy.
Yeah, because it says, first you sell it, then you make it, in talking about the record, because they're trying to negotiate this deal. Which, if you think about it, that's how music is done nowadays. First you sell your brand, then you worry about your content. Mm-hmm. It's very fucking eerie that they hit the nail on the head.
In 1980, which means this shit's been going on for years.
Yeah. So they're going back and forth with the record deal. Our hero, Captain Mean Jeans, because they both had, I was telling John Paul, I was like, it's pretty bad that both the man and the woman in the jeans that are supposed to be our heroes are Adam and Eve, if you will. They both had camel toe.
Yeah.
That's how tight.
Or moose knuckles.
Fucking jeans were disgustingly.
But where are they from?
Oh, they're from Moose Jaw, Canada.
Moose Jaw, Canada.
Moose Jaw, Canada. So at any rate, Moose Knuckles has a vision of the future. He can't sign he just can't do it. He leaves, and it leaves our heroine, if you will.
Yes.
Chasing him out, and she runs in the lobby to chase him, and runs into
good old Dandy
the Antichrist, and he's like, "Hey, baby, listen up. You don't gots to have no man. You can do what you do when you do it."
And then they sing the title song.
They sing
the apple.
The apple.
Poison apple.
And he tries to get her to bite the forbidden fruit, if you will.
With some interesting choice lyrics to the apple.
Yeah, there's some weird. It's like a
Jew apple, chosen apple.
Yeah.
Submissive apple.
I didn't quite understand.
Bite my apple.
And it's like this weird hellscape, you know, right?
With Blues Brothers music.
Yeah.
So Randy was rocking out.
I was rocking out on that one. So after she agrees, she bites from the apple. She officially leaves Alfie. Alfie goes out and gets drunk, ties one on, goes home. Then we have this whole fucking song from
Mr.
Boogaloo. It's called The Master.
The Master. No, it's actually How to Be a Master.
Yeah. It's the most racist song I've ever heard in my life.
It is so wrong.
And if you watch this movie, you're going to go, what the fuck were these people thinking, and how...
Is this PG?
Is this PG? Because you're just like, what? What? The things that he says about, like, whipping slaves into shape and stuff, and the guy...
And owning people.
And he's got a black entourage. It was just insane. It was insane. So, and it's done to this like reggae beat too, which was really fucking weird. You know, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
it was very strange.
so then we meet up with Alfie. He's living in a weird tenement with Mother Maggie. I guess is her name. I don't know. I just made that up. But
I guess.
But he's telling her, he's like, yeah, you know, they didn't want... I'm going to go sell this fucking song I wrote. It's good. And she's like, oh, well, let me hear it, because I liked your other song. It reminded me of the old days. He grabs her boobs, which was weird.
And then just plays her a song.
He plays her a song.
That is a complete ripoff of While My Guitar Gently Weeps.
Totally stole... I mean, I'm telling you, the song is called, I wrote it down, Where Has Love Gone? But My Guitar Gently Weeps fits in to the lyrics.
Yeah.
It's insane. But, oh, wait, I wanted to...
Oh, did we forget BB's song?
Yeah, BB also cut back to BB. She's doing her first real gig as now a rim job person or whatever. What do they call them? Rim rams? They have a name for them.
The Bims.
The Bims, sorry. The Bim Bams. Everybody's got this fucking mark on their head too, mind you. Now it's illegal to not have it. You have to have it. We find that out because Alfie's housewife, landlord, has it on her or doesn't have one, and they tell her, like, she's like, where do I go to get it? This is my favorite part. Oh, you go to the post office.
Go to the post office and get one.
Where can I wear it at? Anywhere you want. Well, that doesn't make any sense because you're supposed to have it in view. What if I wanted to put it on the tip of my pee? Right?
Or in my butt.
Well, I put it on the tip of my peen, so I can't really show you in the street, officer.
But the officer doesn't care.
Yeah, I mean, it was... So anyways, I got off topic, but...
So then we get the wonderful song by BB. Her first new hit single with the BIM label.
Right.
It's called what?
Speed.
Speed!
Yeah. And it's literally a song about doing drugs to keep awake to be able to produce music.
An American dream.
Yeah.
Speed!
Doing drugs, getting high as shit.
Speed!
I mean, it was... And it goes on for a while, too.
And it was hilarious.
Yeah. It's like the future. It's like all over the place, man. With this shit, like, I mean, like then that's when you also cut back to Alfie's doing the Guitar Gently Weeps song, and you're like, what the hell is happening? Then it cuts to like BB's picking up steam. She's becoming a superstar in her own right, and then you find out that during all this, the BEM label has picked up, and they're like the number one thing in all the world.
They're the world conglomerate and everything.
Conglomerate. And at the height of it, at 4 p.m. every day, everyone, no matter what you're doing,
you have to do exercises.
You have to stop and do
important.
The National BEM exercises, which made me laugh so hard, because there's literally a scene where doctors stop operating on a guy, and he starts singing along with this song, and to the guy on the operating table, and you're like, no. And then it cuts to a Coke bottle factory, and they're just singing along, and then it cuts to like people at a park.
People pull it off to the side, nuns
singing along. It's BEM exercise, 4 o'clock, BEM exercises. Absolutely terrifying.
A beautiful utopia.
Yeah. So that's a thing. And as Alfie, he goes, right? I'm not missing a part, am I?
No, keep going. Alfie goes and tries to save her again.
He goes and tries to save her, but then he has this like experience where he gets a little close to her. She's such a big celebrity that they push her in the car and they like tell him to fuck off.
And they beat him up.
Then they beat him up mercifully. And then he has this song that's like a suicide song.
Cry for me. Die for me.
Yeah.
I want to kill myself.
Yeah, because she gets back.
So cry
BB's
for
like
me.
Pulled out of it for a minute. She's like, oh yeah, I did like that guy. And so she has this whole like Cry for Me Argentina moment where she's singing.
Stolen Cry for Me Argentina moment almost.
She's singing the song at a window, and then Alfie's singing a song all beat up trying to get back to his house.
Cry for me. Die for me. I'd kill myself. Sadly enough, these are the lyrics of the song.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's not a good song. None of these songs, I would say, were good.
Except...
Which one?
The upcoming song.
Oh, Okay. Oh, yeah, right? So Alfie's wakes up in his bed at home, and the old maid he lives with's like, look, if you love this chick, go find her and tell her you love her. You know, stop being a puss.
Stop grabbing me in the boobs.
Stop grabbing my boobs and get up there and find her.
But first she feeds him with
She feeds
soup.
him some, what does she feed him? Chicken?
It was soup. And Randy's like, what kind of soup is this? And then she answered the question. She goes,
Yeah.
drink your chicken soup.
She's like, take your chicken noodle soup.
It wasn't even noodle. It was just
It's
chicken soup.
So she's like feeding him like 3 bites of this soup. He gets up. Magically, he's only kind of half eaten. So he gets up, puts his denim clothes on, and then goes to this party at the Ben Studios to save his lady love. And this is where we get the most controversial song, because he meets the Antichrist Sister, and she's like, hey, I know you don't drink, but I got this elixir I think you're going to dig. Takes a few bubbles of that. Next thing you know, she's singing what, John Paul?
Coming.
She's singing a song
I'm coming.
called I'm Coming in the middle of an orgy. There's an orgy.
For you.
Yeah. And she tricks old dude into fucking her. And this isn't like, this quick scene.
That's not a montage song.
It's a 7-minute scene of orgies going on while she's clearly fucking this guy who's under drugs, thinking that he's fucking his girlfriend.
And the song is called Coming.
And the song's called Coming.
And again, this is a PG movie.
PG movie. He finally wakes up to the fact that he's not banging his girlfriend, gets up, puts his denim back on, says to her, listen, I had a great time, I shot quite a bit of load in you. Probably want to go try to get a morning after pill. I don't know how that works in 1994. Maybe just get a vacuum. I don't know. Whatever. But I got to go. I'm looking for my lady love. And he runs around. He's still fucked up on drugs, mind you. Goes from room to room in this orgy house. Sees the dude that ran away with his girlfriend, the Antichrist,
yes,
who kind of cast a spell. But it looks like his girlfriend's telling him to piss off, but it wasn't really her. And he just leaves. He goes, fuck this shit, and leaves.
And he winds up in a park.
But then we cut back to... Real quick for it, because we cut back to the next day. Our singer, the Antichrist Sister, she goes and finds BB and says, listen, you had a dream last night, right? About your boyfriend being here. Yeah, I sure did. Yeah, he was really here looking for you.
And he loves you.
He woke something up inside of me. And now I want to tell you that love is real. And tells her to go find him, right?
And the next song comes, and it's I Found Me.
Yeah. What's it?
It's I Found Me.
I Found Me, yeah. Okay, well, while that song's going on, then our dude wakes up in a park. He wakes up to Gandalf the Grey hovering over him. And he's on this park bench, and I swear to God, he goes, Gandalf? No, I'm just kidding, he didn't do that.
No, but he does have a group of people.
Yeah.
These are refugees from the 60s. What do you call them? Hippies.
So
that's the joke in the movie.
Alfie wakes up and he's looking at Jesus. This guy's clearly supposed to be Jesus. Like I said,
allegory.
Some things subtle, some they smack you right in the face. The guy, how did I know he's Jesus? Had fucking spikes, just chilling on his belt.
I'm glad you noticed that.
Yeah, he clearly was Jesus. Okay,
clearly, or Gandalf.
Or Gandalf the Grey. So they, he meets the 60s commune people. They take him to this little park. They're sitting there and they're eating sandwiches and he's talking to them. And all of a sudden you hear this like police roll up and they're like, run. And Gandalf goes, come with us if you want to live. So then it cuts back to BB, right?
Talking to Pandy.
Yeah, and so Pandy gets her out. BB's looking for Alfie.
And he's like, he's under the bridge.
Yeah.
That's where I drew some blood.
Yeah, so that's right. So BB goes to look for Alfie, finds Gandalf, as you do,
Jesus, yeah.
And Gandalf says, hey, you looking for somebody in particular? What's up? And she goes, oh, yeah, I'm looking for my boyfriend.
What's wrong?
Oh, is it Alfie? You're BB, right? Boom.
He just met. He was just here today.
Yeah,
he just joined our club today.
Come on in, let me show you. So they go to this network of caves, as you do with 60s hippies.
That's right.
They walk in to which my second favorite line in the movie was, "Where's he at?" And he says, "He's staying in the bachelor's quarters." They're in a cave.
They're in a cave. They have a bachelor's quarters.
Where's the bachelor's quarters? Well, it's way in the back by the rocks.
By the rocks.
So he leads her down into this fucking trove of hippies, and they run and hug each other.
And then the most beautiful song comes.
Yeah, very beautiful song.
Child of love.
Child of love. Sung by Gandalf the Grey, Jesus.
And Alfie.
Child of love.
Child of love.
So that goes on for a while. Then, out of the fucking blue, year jump.
Yes, a year.
Year goes by. Cuts to these people. They're sitting in the fucking woods again, out of their cave. I don't know why they left the cave. Seemed like a perfect spot if you don't want to be found. They're sitting there, they're cooking hot dogs and whatnot. They show Alfie. He's holding a child who looks like to be 5 years old.
At least.
But they're like, no, it's only a year. All of a sudden, all these cops start showing up. It's like Planet of the Apes. The first Planet of the Apes. Yeah, they get them all in this fucking circle. And Gandalf goes, "You shall not pass." and then, Mr. Boogaloo shows up again.
And it says...
with his entourage, and he says...
I want Phoebe.
I want BB. Her name's
BB.
I want BB. That bitch owes me $10 million. $10 million.
$10 million.
I mean, it still makes me laugh. It's such an arbitrary... That's how much the budget of the movie was. That's what I felt like saying when it was over. You motherfuckers owe me $10 million. Well, so he goes, "You owe me $10 million. You fucking get over here right now, or I'm arresting all these hippies." And she goes, "Fuck off." Now she goes, "No, I'm not doing that." They all decide to get arrested together.
And as they're walking...
And then it's not a very subtle thing. It's very much out of Egypt land.
As they're walking...
Let my people go.
Alfie goes...
Now,
he promised he was coming.
Yeah, now, mind you, audience members, I want you to fucking know this. Not through one part of this entire movie has this name popped up. Not once.
Not once.
The guy... Alfie says to everyone...
He said he was coming.
He said he was coming. And they're like, who the fuck are you talking about?
Mr. Ups.
Mr. Tops.
Tops, that's what it was.
And I was like, I go, "John Paul, who the fuck is Mr. Tops?"
I said, "Wait and see."
He's like, "Wait and see, man." Everybody looks up in the sky when he says that. And I'm like, oh, is this going to be God? There's a superimposed picture of a 1980s Cadillac flying through the sky.
Coupe de Ville!
And I go, what the fuck is going on here? And John Paul's like, just wait. It gets better. The door opens. A man dressed in white walks down out of the sky and into the ground and looks at everybody. Police are like baffled. Like, who the fuck's this guy? And
they're arrest that man.
They're not even baffled that there's still a hovering 1980s
Coupe de Ville
in the fucking air. No. Now they're like, what the fuck's this guy about? He's running our parade, to get these fuckers back to jail. So Mr. Bigelow goes, "Arrest that man." And the cop goes, "I can't." And he goes, "What?" He's like, "I can't move my legs." And Mr. Tops is like, "Yeah, you guys aren't going to arrest me. I'm clearly omnipresent. I'm a being higher of intelligence.
I'm a big deal."
I'm a big deal. He goes, "Alfie, where are you at, bro? I told you I'd be back. Hey, grab your kid, grab your lady. Where are we going?" "Oh, you'll see. Head on up to the caddy." I shit you not. This Cadillac turns around and starts to lead people off into the sky. To which I go, "John Paul, are they really going to heaven?"
And you're like, "This movie's over, right?"
This movie's over, right? Nope. John Paul, I'll let you tell the audience.
So, the movie doesn't end right there where you think it should end. God then explains to the devil, "I'm tired of your shit. I want to go to a different world." And he's like, "A different world?"
Yeah.
It's like, "Yeah, a different world without you." "So you mean a different planet?" And he goes, "Perhaps." So they know. They don't go to heaven. They go to a different planet.
If you would have given me 2 to 3 weeks before I watched this movie and said, come up with the ending. I would have never guessed that it would have ended with them going to outer space, to another planet, where they're going to start a new hippies commune. That would have never been, even in my purview.
Not even.
From the trailer of this movie, I wouldn't even gotten 90% of this movie from the trailer. What the fuck? And it just ends. They all, like, take the fucking, caddy out to space, and they're looking for a new planet. That's how the movie ends. What I have done here, ladies and gentlemen, is I have utterly wasted 2 hours of my Tuesday night. I could be watching Project Blue Book right now. This was a travesty. I can't believe $10 million went into it.
$10 million.
Every song that was written was a piece of shit, except for the I'm Coming one, and it was only because it was super funny.
And The Apple was good. It's a good song.
The Apple is not a good song. This movie's
My Guitar Gently Weeps is a good
My
song.
Guitar Gently Weeps is a terrific song that was stolen by the
Beatles.
I don't know who thought this was a good idea. This is the kind of movie that pisses me off on many levels. Why, might you ask? Because I want to write a movie and direct a movie and be in films, and I don't understand how this can get made, but I can't fucking get anybody to make my Thriller.
Someday soon.
At any rate.
But this does have the notable...
It was a very schlocky film.
Yes.
It was unbelievably unbearing at parts, but I laughed through some of it too, so
Most
I
of
can't
it.
say that I hated it.
And the songs were catchy.
The songs were catchy and funny, but I cannot believe this thing got fucking made. That's all I'm going to say. In SchlockFest history, this one has to go down as one of the schlockiest that we've watched. The Banana Monster movie is like a fucking masterpiece compared to this, in my opinion.
But this does give you the film debut of Catherine Mary Stewart.
My heart gently weeps.
Because
she is a lovely, lovely lady.
She is. And if you don't know that name, let me just read to you some of her famous IMDb credits. The Last Starfighter. She was the girlfriend in The Last Starfighter.
Correct.
Great cult classic. Everybody loves her. Night of the Comet. Another great
one of my all-time favorite movies. Honestly, if you haven't seen Night of the Comet, don't watch it.
She is the badass chick in it.
Go see Night of the Comet.
She was also in another fun classic that I absolutely love, Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah, Weekend at Bernie's.
So, I mean...
She's a great actress, and this movie gave us our first glimpses of her, apparently. I'm glad that she got to work after this, because I don't know if I would have hired anybody except for the guy that played Mr. Boogaloo. And I would have hired him in every movie I did to just say weird, fucked up lines to people.
Electric Boogaloo.
Because he says the weirdest shit in this movie.
He does.
He says normal things like, would you like a drink? That made my skin crawl.
But I do recommend people seek this movie out. Or at least seek the trailer.
Look, if let's say that you've gotten into drugs. And you're like, hey, guys, because you're at a trap house. You're like, hey, I'm going to cue this up on this laptop that I stole from this old woman's car. Do that.
Wow. If you like singing and dancing.
Yeah.
But see, honestly, you have to thank our fans for this one.
Yes,
thank you.
Thank you again, fans.
And seeing how this is your birthday month, this was the birthday present that your fans gave you.
Thank you for giving me this birthday gift.
It's a wonderful gift.
It's a wonderful gift.
Never lick a gift horse in the mouth.
I always lick a gift horse right in the mouth. I open that mouth up and lick it.
lick
it. Now, what's up? What's on the agenda for next month? For March?
Next month, I don't have one to tease yet. I haven't decided.
Wow.
I haven't decided what I want to torture you with yet.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is an opportunity for you to drop a few comments.
Yes.
Tell us what you'd like to see. What's schlocky in your life? What movie would you like to torture me with? Again, drop them in the comments. Email them to Zombie Takeover TV. Again, thank you, our fans, all from all over the world. Any of you,
thank you.
Say you want to drop it in Farsi, we can translate that. Google has a translator, so if you're listening in
Espanol,
Espanol, por favor, or if you're listening in Denmark, Danish. You're going to speak it in Apple Danish.
There you go.
But yeah, have you got any closing things to say?
I just want to say thank you to everybody, and
Yeah.
this has been a fun time with the apple. Take a bite out of the apple.
This has been a great time. Again, thank you for this birthday gift. Take a large old bite out of my apple. As always, I'm Ray McGuff.
And I'm Jean-Paul Mantilla.
Until next time, SchlockFest fans, stay tuned.
Only because I'm so sincerely sweet. Yes, I know how to be a master. Cultivate the need. Grab them by the greed.
Slaves are guaranteed.
When you know how to be a master.
He knows how to be a master.
Reaching the top is such a long, hard climb. Millions of people stand and wait in line. Do you think I got there being patient and kind? Yes, I know how to be a master.
Push and shove and claw.
Step on those who fall.
It takes no time at all.
When you know how to be a master.
He knows how to be a master.
It's boring being cruel continuously. Sometimes I tire, so I show sympathy. But now we've had this tete-a-tete, you see. Yes, I know how to be a master.
Lure them into chains.
Whip them till they're tame.
They'll learn to love their pain.
When you know how to be a master.
He knows how to be a master.
The world is nothing but a big casino royale with bodies to buy, souls to sell. Do I win by playing just the cards I've been dealt? Yes, I know how to be a master.
Lie, cheat, steal.
Betray.
And double deal. And accuse there's a wheel.
When you know how to be a master. Cultivate the need. Grab them by the greed.